Hello, this is instructor Alan Wheeler with a overview of how to work on Essay 4 um, for my English 1101 students, especially the ones online who don't benefit from the face-to-face instruction. All of this information is on Blackboard. There's the printable topic sheet as well as a quick link page, and all the information you need is there. But let me coach you through the process in case this is helpful for you. First of all, what I recommend for students to do is to either from their document files or from the turnitin.com Dropbox, go ahead and download and open up the original Essay 1 that you turned in back in Module 1. Get that open, and then go back to the turnitin.com Dropbox and open up the graded file in GradeMark, where you can click on the little blue icons, where you can see my rubric scores for you and all the comments that I left for Essay 1. So Essay 4 is going to be a revision with added research of Essay 1. So you are not starting from scratch, but rather revising and adding research to Essay 1. So the document that you opened up, your Essay 1 document, go ahead and save it to your computer with a new name and call it Essay 4. Then go back, start by using my comments and making changes and putting all changes in bold font. So for example, if I wrote the comment title needed, then go back and add a title and put that title in bold font. If I marked a comma splice in your introductory paragraph, go back, fix that major sentence error, and put that sentence in bold font. So I'll only be grading those changes and the addition, the things you add that you put in bold font. I will not be regrading what you turned in for Essay 1 again. So make sure that all additions and all changes are in bold font. And then save this new document as you go. And through the next couple weeks, we'll be adding textbook sources if you don't have those already, and adding some outside sources and going through the whole process of making sure your in-text citations are correct and adding a works cited page. So let's start with that big picture here. By now you probably have your Essay 3 comments and grades already back. If not, sometime soon here, you'll be getting those. So in 2 weeks, you'll have the opportunity to turn in for extra credit your Essay 3 corrections, and that will just be a list. You'll see the instructions there in the assignment box, but you'll just be making a list of corrections to Essay 3. I probably left 10 or 12 comments per student, but you can find some on your own, and you can make up to 20 of those. So you can add up to 5 points directly to your daily average if you do all 20 of those. So that's the extra credit Essay 3 corrections. And you just make a list. 1, tell what the error is, spelling, and then the corrected spelling. 2, fragment, then write the corrected sentence. 3, missing comma, and put the portion of the sentence where you add the comma, and just make a list of what the error was. and then just that corrected portion. So that's all explained in the Dropbox there. Also, on that day, 2 weeks from now, Wildcard 4 is due. Wildcard 4 is your report of what 2 textbook sources you are using in Essay 4. If you already, it was optional for Essay 1, so most students did not do it, but if in writing Essay 1, if you did use sources from the textbook, you may just report on those here. You're a step ahead. If not, you'll need to go into the entertainment section at the end of the textbook. There are the 3 chapters on music, television, and movies there. And in that entertainment section, you'll need to find 2 different articles and reference those in Essay 4. You'll report on that in Wildcard 4. Also on that day, your research report is due. This is a form you can fill in on Blackboard. There's an assignment box where you can fill in what 2 sources you found, 2 outside sources, either from the Athens Tech Library or on Galileo. And those are the sources that you'll be also including on your works cited page and citing in your body paragraphs. This is a simplified annotated bibliography here. Just the 2 sources that you're actually using. So students who turn in these by 11:59, 2 weeks from now, I will actually go in and check your documentation and make sure that it's done correctly according to MLA style. So usually I don't copy edit or look over students' papers in advance, but in this case, I will look at your documentation, and if you need some attention to something, I'll leave you a comment. For example, check your italics for your journal titles, or check your punctuation, page numbers missing, or something like that. So 2 days later, 2 days after, just to give me time to give you some feedback, that is when Essay 4 is due in the Turnitin.com Dropbox. It needs to be 1,100 words. So that's going to be at least 1,000 words, not counting the works cited page, which is usually 100 or so words there. And you'll also need a well-done works cited page. And so the first thing I'm going to look at is the works cited page and your parenthetical citations to see if those are done correctly. I'll check to see if you have the 4 sources required. And very important, all changes and additions need to be in bold font for that essay. Now, the details of how to work on Essay 4 you will find on the topic and requirement sheet. And you can print this off from Blackboard, or you can click on the quick page reference there. But you'll notice that the 6 topic choices are word for word the same as I gave you for Essay 1. The only reason they're here repeated is if you wrote off topic for one of your paragraphs or one of your examples, you may need to reference those prompts to make sure you're correcting that and revising that in a good way to get back on topic or to stay on the topic of entertainment. The requirements are much the same as my usual ones, but you will notice the difference that research is 20% for this essay. And so that will include your technically doing it correctly as far as your citations and your works cited page, but also that you're integrating those sources, using them in context, synthesizing them, as we'll be talking about in this module. Many of the other criteria I will just check against your revision. So I'll look at what you've put in bold font. If you revised your thesis sentence, I'll check it, and so on. And so I'll check through the normal criteria without regrading your original essay. So if you just turned in what you did for essay 1 with not even a period changed, that should be a 0 because that's 0 work you put in. So I'll only be grading the additions and the revisions that you make. However, I do want to give you credit for going through the process of revision. So you'll see at the bottom of the list, revision is 15%. So I just want to give you some credit for working on this, for doing the revision, regardless for whether the corrections were perfectly done or not. So be sure to don't skip over going over the topic sheet and the requirements. You will see lots of links and information on Blackboard to help you out. Of course, on the course menu, there's a link to the Purdue OWL where you can search for whatever you might need for the MLA documentation style or anything else. I've got links to Galileo, to the Athens Tech Library, and anything you might need. So I want to make this as easy as possible for you. Avail yourself of the extra help. For example, I have a little page linked how to document the textbook on your works cited page. Since every student will be using articles from the textbook, that should be helpful to everyone. So that's a quick review of our process for working on Essay 4, for turning Essay 1 into Research and Revision Essay 4. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much. Take care.